BT Now. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now with me, Kanishka Sarkar and Ankita Saxena. Here's your go-to show for real-time stock market guidance with our experts joining us on the show. Do send us your queries on the number that will shortly flash on your screen. Don't forget to include your name, location, name of the stock you want your expert view on, buy price, number of shares you hold, and your investment time horizon.
Bring on board our next guest, Ajit Mishra, who's the SVP Research Religare Broking. Hi Ajit, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us today and for answering all the stock-related questions. Let me come to you then in that case. This is Sally Devi who's writing in from Kerala. She wants to know your view on Cyient Limited. Ajit, what would you view on Cyient for the long term?
Hi, good morning. So, see, we are seeing mixed trend when it comes to the IT pack and Cyient after this sharp decline from its record highs. Almost like 2 months of consolidation is something the stock has been experiencing, but still trading below its major averages. So there is no clear sign of a decisive trend reversal yet. But yes, the selling pressure means the seller seems exhausted now. So she can continue to hold her long position in case if she is having any existing longs. Otherwise, she should wait for a decisive close above 1350 mark for any meaningful recovery. In that case, 1450 to 1500 should be her positional target. In the interim, 1250 should be her strict stop loss in case if she has any existing longs.
All right, then that's the view coming in on Cyient. But Ajit, another question for you. The question is on Tata Steel. The viewer wants to know what should they hold the stock for a 3-month period. They have 4,000 shares at a buy price of 168 rupees.
Right. So I guess they have bought it off late and the stock is down in the last couple of trading sessions. So it's a normal decline. But overall, as a pack, and in Tata Steel within this space looks upbeat to us. The stock has recovered very strongly in the last 2-3 months. Currently, it's trading well above its major averages, short-term averages. So the overall momentum is intact. But yes, intermediate consolidation is something that cannot be ruled out after this strong move. But the overall momentum is likely to stay. So means 175 to 178 is something that the stock might test in the next leg of the upswing. So as of now, 155 on the closing, this should be the stop, and one can wait for the newer highs as a position targets.
All right, with that, it's time for a quick breather, but you don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll be taking all your questions. Let's get going with all the stocks then. We're joined by Ajit Mishra and we're joined by Ruchit from the previous segment. Let's get started then to the next question that has come in from... Okay, another question here on Trent. Ajit, let me get in your view on Trent as well. This is Ignatius who's writing from Kolkata. He says, how seriously can a long-term investor take the downgrades given by rating agencies? You all know that Nuvama has downgraded Trent and also cut the target price. He says he has 10 shares of Trent at a buying price of 6,230 and he wants to know whether he can hold it for the next 2 years, and he wants to know how seriously to take a downgrade coming in from a brokerage firm.
So basically, it's a very valid question because of late we were hearing all the positive things about Trent, and then suddenly some news comes post the management guidance, and then followed by the downgrades from the brokings. So we believe that 1 or 2 quarters, downfall or a dip in the revenue and other related guidance is something which is natural. But in case if it sustains beyond 3-4 quarters, then definitely it's a scenario where one should reevaluate his position. So for a time being now, since this damage has already been done, means the stock is already down around 9%, and his time horizon is 2 years or maybe over. So definitely he should stay put. He should not sell in panic and wait for at least 2 quarters of numbers, how the management guides after this period, and then accordingly take a informed call.
Ajit, view on Trent. But moving on, Ruchit now. All right, that's the view. Now, Ajit, now coming to you. Now, Edwin has written to us from Kerala. He wants to know your view on Balkrishna Industries. He has 20 shares at a buy price of 2,400. What's your view? What should the viewer do here?
Right. So, he has bought it at a decent price. Means after this sharp decline from its previous swing high, the stock stabilized around 2400 mark where he accumulated the stock, and now he's sitting on a decent profit. Still, I believe that is the initial stage of recovery, and the recovery can further strengthen once the stock surpasses 2650 mark decisively. So he should now maintain a trading stop loss at 2550 and continue to hold his position. Once the stock surpasses 2650, then probably around 2800 something that he can maintain as the short-term target.
Let's move on to the next.
All right. So that's the view coming in on Shriram Finance. But Ajit, another question coming for you. Our viewer Krish has written to us. He wants to know your view on PNB Housing. He has 50 shares at a price of 1106. He wants to add more at a current. Should he add more at the current price for the next 3 years?
Right. So, no doubt the stock has done well. In fact, if you compare it with the other players in the similar space, mostly stocks are either trading range bound and fail to see any meaningful recovery. On the other hand, the stock has recovered very strongly in the last 2 months and gradually inching towards previous swing high as well. So, indications are in the favor that the medium to long term trend looks positive to us. And for fresh buying, in fact, one can consider even at the current level since his view is long term. And 1000 now is the strong base for the stock, at least for the short to medium term. So with that as a stop loss, he can add at current levels. Once we surpasses 1200 mark, then probably a new high means 1450, 1500 something that he can wait for.
All right, that's the view on PNB Housing.
All right, so that's the view coming in on TCS. But Ajit, now coming to you, our viewer Vijaya Kirti has written to us from Chennai. They hold 400 shares of Concord at a buy price of 1,060 rupees per share. They are in a loss right now. They want to know how should they mitigate, should they sell at the current levels?
I guess his buying price would be much lower now because the stock have turned X bonus also of late and currently quoting at 600 mark. So let's say once we surpass this area where we have multiple resistances based on the moving averages, close around 620 is the area basically where we have the first hurdle. Once we cross them, then 660, 680 is something that the stock might attempt. So as of now, it seems like a base formation which is going on in the daily chart. So with stop at 580, it can stay put.
All right, 580 till 580.
That's the view coming in from Sharan on the defense space. But we have another question on defense. Ajit, let's take it with you. The viewer Shri, she's written from Bangalore. They want to know the short-term targets for BDL and Cochin Shipyard and if it's the right time to buy these two.
Stability after this marginal drift, and in fact BEDL has reclaimed short-term averages. It's holding of the same as well, and we are very close to the record highs. So everything looks positive. Means the momentum is still intact. The view is short-term. Again, since we are seeing excessive volatility within the defense space, also one should be very strict with the stop losses. So for BEDL, 1910, if you're okay with 80 point kind of a stock, definitely you can go ahead with the current level as a buying area. And once, let's say, we cross the record highs close around 2060, 2070 zone, then probably around 2150 to 2200 something the stock might test. So as of now, it's a buy with 1910 as the stop loss. For Cochin Shipyard, I feel that it might witness further consolidation the way because it experienced a decline. It was slightly sharper to the others, and we are not seeing a similar kind of recovery also as of now. So it might remain in the range, at least in the near future, with 2250 on the higher band and 1900 on the lower side. So maybe closer to the lower band is something that one can attempt a fresh buy. Otherwise, avoid.
All right, so that's the view coming in time.
All right, so that's the view coming in on the consumption space. But moving on, Ajit, now coming to you, Reshma Bhatia has written to us from Pune. She wants your view on BSC. She currently holds 36 shares at a price of 2,800 rupees a piece. She wants to know if she should add another 10 shares today.
So not today at least, because again after this period of base formation, today's decline has unsettled the bulls. Means we were holding the short-term averages very strongly in the last 7-8 trading session, but today with the gap down, opening, this momentum has bit, I guess, tapered, and probably we can see a level close to around 2500, 2550 as the next support area. So maybe around that area she can consider adding more, and for the entire position 2400 should be the stop.
All right, so that's the view.
All right. Then let's move on and get Ajit your view on Zensa Tech. Now our viewer Nikhil Sharma from Mumbai holds 35 shares of Zensa Tech at a price of about 862 rupees. They were predicting a target price of 965, but right now they want to know if they should exit the stock or better to hold on for some more time.
See, it seems like a very tight range consolidation while holding off the short-term averages. Volume is missing. So for a time being now, possibility of a dip or further consolidation seems high. So the prudent approach is to exit the stock, and to re-enter, one should wait for a decisive close above 900 or a dip towards 780 area.
All right, let's move.
View coming in on Ashok Leyland and Castrol India from Sharan. Now Ajit, now coming to you, our viewer Kaushik Mitra has written to us from Mumbai. They want to know which would be a better pick, Bajaj Finance or AB Capital for a fresh entry.
See, if the view is short term, I would recommend to refrain from both, because we are seeing consolidation after a very strong up move in both these stocks. So for Bajaj Finance, let's say once we reclaim 960 area or a dip towards 880, then it could be a good buy considering the risk reward. AB Capital, once we, let's say, see a dip towards 260 area where the short term moving averages are placed, around that area I can consider, but not the current levels.
All right, moving on then.
With that, we're completely timed out on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Thank you so much, Sharan and Ajit, for joining us today and helping our viewers with your expert views. With that, it's a wrap. It's a goodbye from me and Ankita and the entire team that puts the show together. Markets at noon coming up next.